Chi-Raq, running right into it. You guys play this interesting couple, and I want to jump into, you guys have these crazy love scenes, and how crazy was it for you guys to shoot, and how do you kind of approach that?
Was it crazy for you?
It was. Nick hasn't seen it, so
Yeah,
he's hearing everybody talk about it. First of all, it's very out there and very graphic. So we had to have a trust. So Nick is such a generous person, and as an actor, he was also generous. And so anytime I was on set and we were doing these scenes, he made sure I was okay and I was comfortable, and we'll work it out first and before the crew came in.
You just got to be respectful, and ultimately to find that true chemistry, everybody has to be comfortable. And to me, the most important thing was to make sure that she was comfortable and that everyone in the crew and the cast respected what was going on.
And everybody was so respectful, and we all knew what we were there to do. The larger point is we're there to tell a story about a community that's hurting. And so this served its purpose in the larger story. So we had to get through it in a way that was true and helped service our larger message.
Speaking of a community that's hurting, the world is hurting right now.
Absolutely.
Talk to me about where you guys were when you found out about Paris, and I think secondly, there's kind of a dialogue going on right now about how much pain we can process at the same time with multiple tragedies happening, and what's giving honor to what, or what's being paid attention to.
Absolutely. I mean, I was at home, in that place of solace, being able to understand what's going on and put things in a proper perspective. But I always I think you touched on it perfectly where you said it's pain. You know what I mean? I always say hurt people. And ultimately, we got to deal with that pain and that issue, and get people to refocus on humanity and to respect lives. A life is a life, and I think we've been desensitized, this generation, and because of everything from whether it's media, technology, whatever it is, sometimes we forget until it hits close to home. Mm-hmm. But guess what? It's hitting close to home, to somebody's home everywhere. Right. And when you can understand that we truly gotta act like a brotherhood, you know what I mean? I mean, not to start quoting Martin Luther King and stuff, but we gotta come together as brothers or perish as fools. And it, because of technology and all these things, we are connected more close than we've ever been before as a world and as a community. So let's start using that connection to create this true neighborhood.
How important do you think that tolerance is to our ability to get along as Americans and as a world community?
As a community of African Americans, I think we've tolerated a lot for a long time, and I think it's grown and it's changed. But I think as a community at large, it's more than toleration. It's a larger thing of we need the love there, and you have to have a level of tolerance in order to not just get so upset that you can't do anything that is actually affecting a positive change. There has to be a level of tolerance and patience there in order to get past that initial feeling of anger. But it's hard. It's hard. People are angry. People are hurting. People are desperate for change, not only in this community in the south side of Chicago, but our community at large, like what's happening in France. And it just happens every day all around the nation. And we're hoping that this movie will get people talking about the things that are happening in Chicago, like we're all talking about what's happening in Paris. And talking about one doesn't take away from what's happening with the other, but what we're dealing with right now is that every 17 hours someone is shot and killed in Chicago. That's not okay. At all. You have children being killed every day by stray bullets, by intended bullets. That's not okay. So there is a level of tolerance that we have to have, but how much is too much? But again, I think it's important that it has to be a level there in order to mobilize you into doing something proactive.
I have to ask about, Spike Lee got his Oscar this weekend, and more celebratory news. Give me your reactions. Talk to me about,
you were there, right?
Being celebrated.
It was such a special moment. I'm honored to have been able to be there to witness it. And I mean, Spike keeps it so real. He's getting his Oscar, and at the same time, his speech to the people giving him the Oscar is you have to diversify. You have to be more inclusive. It's not okay that this is an anomaly and that this doesn't happen often. I think Spike is amazing, and to have the opportunity to work with him on such a powerful story really has been a dream come true. And it was really amazing just to watch him up there receiving something he's so well deserved of.
Long overdue, well deserved.
Absolutely.
I mean, this man he's taken the art of film and changed the world time and time again, and he's about to do it again. I mean, and when I say change the world, I don't mean it in this grandiose way, but really he's inspiring people to think. And that's, to me, ultimately what art is all about.
I agree with that. Thank you so much for your time.
No
Thank
doubt.
you for the film. We're out of time.